Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares. Welcome back to another Wild Eye Wednesday. Now, I'm going to do this one a little bit different. Before I get into my review, I wanted to take the time to thank Wild Eye for sending me this movie to review for you guys. They have an awesome company. They are definitely where it's at with independent horror. I'm going to put the links to their YouTube channel and their official website in the description box below. Definitely check them out. Now, I have a question, a riddle. What do you call a giallo that can't technically be called a giallo? Give up? The answer is Dark Sister. Dark Sister is a 2018 film which runs approximately 96 minutes and is directed by Sam Barrett. Now, he was responsible for Sororal, Esoterica, and No Through Road. Now, this stars Nicola Barlett as Dr. Sosa. She was in The Reckoning, Sororal, and Little Sparrows. Austin Castiglione as Bryn. He was in Sororal and City Homicide. And Liam Graham as Trent Melville. He was in Into the Dark, Hounds of Love, which is actually a really good serial killer film from Australia, and 100% Wolf. Now, it doesn't say, but this is an Australian film, and to tell you the truth, guys, this might be my favorite movie that Wild Eye has released. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to say too much about it without giving a lot of it away. Okay. You have a girl who is an artist who is also seeing her mom, which is a therapist, which is probably not a good thing. But she's painting these horrible paintings because she's having visions of people being killed. As they're being killed, she's painting exactly what happens. So she gets approached by a police officer in which he gives her some photos, and the photos match every single painting that she's done. She also has a friend that is getting married to her old boyfriend. And that's as far as I'm going to go with this movie. This movie blew me away. I love this film. This film is done so well. It is basically a giallo. The reason why it can't be called a giallo is because it's not an Italian director or done in Italy, which is kind of silly to me. I mean, I get it, but movies like this, I guess you just call it a slasher movie. But make no mistake, this movie is done so well, it's amazing to me. Wow. The acting is amazing. The color palette that they use for filming is amazing. The characters are complex, and once again, I'm going to use it, amazing. Um, Unfortunately, I have to be brief about this because I don't want to give anything away. If you come across this movie, do yourself a favor and pick it up. Now, if you're not a fan of Gialli, I get it. But this also is basically a slasher movie. So if you like slasher films, which are basically Gialli's murder mystery slasher films, more or less, get this movie. It's beautiful to watch. It's just a fantastic movie. I can't say enough about this movie. I went into this basically knowing nothing. I do believe my friend Hobbs did a review for it, but it's been a while back, so I don't really remember what he said about it. But this movie just blew me away. It's artistic. It's a complex story that almost went too far towards the end. Um, yeah. When you watch giallo films or giallo films or whatever you want to call them, there is usually a pretty complex explanation at the end of why things are happening. And you really have to pay attention and you have to think about the clues on the way through the film. This one is no different from that, although this takes a very different sort of form of explanation. Um, yeah, it's just a fantastic film. But it's one that you really have to pay attention to because, like I said, the end is very involved. And you're not going to get all the clues along the way, but some things will make sense. And then, as they're explained, like most gialli, they make sense more along the way. But you can't really call this that because whatever. To me, this fits the bill. If you're a fan of Italian cinema, if you're a fan of Australian cinema, this is one of the best movies that Wild Eye has released, and I'm really surprised it hasn't gotten more attention. I'm blown away. I don't know what else to say about it. It's just a fantastic film, and I'm trying not, like I said, I didn't want to give too much away because as you're watching this film, it takes what you know and distorts it in a way that you're left not really knowing what's going on. It's very disorienting and just beautiful. It's just a beautiful film. Very violent, uh, very Italian like. I mean, they really, whoever did this had to have been a fan of Italian cinema. They just had to be. Especially with all the color palette and everything. It's just a treat for the eyes and the senses, and it just is a very, very well done, smart film. Yeah. Big thank you to Wild Eye for sending this to me. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.